the night sky over the Persian Gulf suddenly lit up with fire. Powerful explosions rocked Iran's most critical oil export hub as massive flames rose from facilities on Kharg Island. Within minutes, emergency sirens echoed across the coastline, and thick smoke began climbing thousands of feet into the air. Kharg Island is not just another oil terminal. It is the heart of Iran's oil export system, a place where a huge portion of the country's crude oil leaves for global markets. When something happens here, the impact can reach far beyond Iran's borders. According to early reports from regional media, the explosions were linked to a strike targeting key oil infrastructure on the island. Storage tanks, loading terminals, and pipelines that connect Iran's oil fields to international shipping routes may have been affected. If confirmed, the implications could be enormous. Disruptions at Kharg Island could immediately shake global energy markets and dramatically raise tensions between Iran and the United States in the already fragile Persian Gulf region. So what exactly happened on Kharg Island? Who carried out the strike? And why is this location so strategically important for the global oil supply? In this video, we break down the timeline of the attack, the competing claims from both sides, and what this could mean for the growing confrontation between Iran and the United States. The secret world inside an autumn leaf, the night sky above the Persian Gulf carried an uneasy stillness. Cargo ships drifted slowly through dark waters, their navigation lights blinking against a horizon lit only by distant refinery flares. Then shortly after midnight local time, that calm fractured. A sudden series of thunderous detonations echoed across the water as bright streaks cut through the sky, descending toward a cluster of industrial structures rising from a narrow island off Iran's southern coast. Moments later, towering columns of flame erupted from storage tanks and loading terminals along Kharg Island. Firelight reflected across the Gulf like molten metal. The rumble of secondary explosions rolled across the water as emergency sirens began wailing across nearby Iranian coastal towns. Satellite images taken hours later would show thick plumes of smoke climbing thousands of feet into the night air. Kharg Island is not just another oil facility. It is the central artery of Iran's energy export system, the terminal through which the majority of the country's crude oil reaches global markets. Tankers line up along its piers every day to carry millions of barrels toward Asia, Europe, and beyond. Within minutes of the blasts, Iranian state television interrupted programming with urgent bulletins. Officials in Tehran declared that the island had come under attack by U.S. military forces operating in the Persian Gulf. Military units rushed to secure nearby airspace, and naval patrols surged outward into surrounding waters. This was not simply another exchange in a long-running rivalry. It was a direct strike on the economic lifeline of a major oil-producing state. According to Iranian state media, the attack unfolded in several coordinated phases. The Iranian military spokesman claimed that U.S. naval assets operating in the Persian Gulf launched precision-guided missiles toward key infrastructure on Kharg Island shortly after midnight. Iranian officials said the strikes targeted crude storage tanks, pipeline junctions, and the main loading terminal where supertankers docked to receive shipments. Iranian officials said the assault involved multiple guided munitions designed to disable export operations, rather than level the entire island. According to statements carried by Iranian state television, the goal of the strike appeared to be crippling Iran's oil shipment capacity while minimizing broader civilian casualties. Iran's oil ministry confirmed that several large storage facilities were damaged and that loading operations at the island's primary export terminal were temporarily halted. Iranian emergency crews worked through the night, attempting to contain fires and prevent flames from spreading to nearby tanks holding millions of barrels of crude. Senior Iranian officials framed the incident not simply as a military strike, but as what they described as an economic attack on the country's sovereignty. According to statements released by Iran's foreign ministry, targeting Kharg Island represented an attempt to choke off Iran's most critical source of national revenue. Iranian military leaders warned that any strike on Kharg Island would carry consequences beyond the immediate damage to infrastructure. According to Iranian Revolutionary Guard commanders, such an attack crossed what they called a strategic red line in the ongoing confrontation between Tehran and Washington. Iranian officials also claimed their air defense systems detected and tracked incoming projectiles, but were unable to intercept every missile before impact. Investigations into the precise scale of damage were still underway as Iranian engineers assessed the integrity of pipelines and loading facilities. But the story quickly became far more complicated. Before we break down how U.S. forces may have carried out the strike on Iran's critical oil infrastructure, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the latest dramatic developments shaping global geopolitics. According to U.S. defense officials speaking to several American media outlets, Washington has not publicly confirmed launching any strike on Kharg Island. Pentagon representatives stated that U.S. forces in the region remain in a defensive posture aimed at protecting American personnel, naval vessels, and allied shipping lanes throughout the Persian Gulf. U.S. officials acknowledged that tensions with Iran have escalated sharply in recent weeks, following a series of incidents involving commercial shipping and regional militia activity. According to U.S. military sources, American naval patrols in the Persian Gulf have increased significantly, with destroyers, surveillance aircraft, and missile defense systems operating across the region. To understand the military dimension of these events, it is important to consider how regional air defense and naval strike systems operate. U.S. warships deployed in the Persian Gulf often carry long-range precision missiles capable of striking targets hundreds of miles away. These weapons rely on satellite navigation and onboard guidance systems to hit specific infrastructure with remarkable accuracy. Defending against such strikes requires layered air defense networks. Radar installations detect incoming projectiles. Interceptor missiles launch to destroy them mid-air, and electronic systems attempt to disrupt guidance signals. But when multiple projectiles arrive simultaneously from different directions, some can slip through. American officials emphasize that no U.S. strike operations targeting Iranian oil facilities have been formally acknowledged. Instead, they highlighted ongoing efforts to secure shipping lanes and prevent disruptions to international energy flows. Between these narratives lies a complex reality that analysts are still working to understand. Why does Kharg Island matter so much? The answer lies in its unique role inside Iran's energy system. Kharg Island sits roughly 25 kilometers off Iran's southwestern coastline in the Persian Gulf. Despite its relatively small geographic footprint, the island functions as the central export hub for Iranian crude oil. Pipelines running from oil fields deep inside Iran converge at Kharg, where massive storage tanks hold millions of barrels awaiting shipment. From there, enormous tanker vessels dock at specialized loading terminals built to transfer crude oil quickly into ships capable of carrying 2 million barrels at a time. On a typical day, a significant percentage of Iran's oil exports pass through this single location. That concentration creates both efficiency and vulnerability. Because so much infrastructure is clustered in one place, any disruption at Kharg Island can ripple through the entire Iranian energy sector. Damaging storage tanks, pipelines, or loading docks can halt exports almost immediately. For Iran, oil revenue represents a major pillar of the national economy. Export income funds, government programs, supports currency stability, and helps finance regional policies across the Middle East. Interrupting that revenue stream places enormous economic pressure on the country. For global markets, implications are equally serious. Iran sits on some of the largest oil reserves in the world. Any disruption to its export capacity reduces available supply on international markets, often triggering immediate reactions in energy prices. This explains why Kharg Island has long been viewed by military planners as a critical strategic target. In past regional conflicts, both Iran and its adversaries have understood that control over energy infrastructure can shape the balance of power. The message was clear. Energy infrastructure is now directly inside the battlefield. The first consequences emerged within hours of the reported strike. Iranian naval units increased patrols across the Persian Gulf, deploying fast attack boats and surveillance drones to monitor surrounding waters. According to Iranian military officials, air defense units were placed on heightened alert to guard additional energy facilities along the coastline. Regional governments responded quickly as well. Several Gulf states increased maritime security patrols around their own oil terminals and shipping routes. Energy ministries across the region began reviewing contingency plans designed to maintain export flows if instability spreads through the Gulf. Then, global markets reacted. Oil traders monitoring early reports of damage to Kharg Island pushed crude prices sharply higher during overnight trading. Energy benchmarks rose within minutes as analysts attempted to estimate how long Iranian exports might remain tiered.